They had seen with their own eyes how powerless the gods of Canaan were, and how mighty was the God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And so Deborah, the prophetess, the fearless judge of Israel, lifted her voice in praise. Barak, the warrior of Naphtali, stood beside her, and together they sang a song that would echo through the ages. It was no ordinary song. It was a song of victory, of prophecy, of remembrance, and of warning. It was the first great hymn of triumph in Israel's history, a declaration that God, not men, had won the battle. The people gathered around them. Farmers, shepherds, craftsmen, mothers holding children, all stopped to listen as the words rolled forth like thunder, weaving history, poetry, and prophecy into one tapestry of truth. The call to praise. When the princes in Israel take the lead, when the people willingly offer themselves, praise the Lord. Deborah's voice rang like a trumpet. She began by giving glory where it belonged. Leaders had risen, men had volunteered, women had stood firm, and above all, the Lord had gone before them. The victory was not just a matter of swords and spears, it was the fruit of obedience. Israel had learned, once again, that when they humbled themselves and listened to God's voice, deliverance followed. Her song was not for the faint-hearted, nor was it to flatter men. It was a prophetic declaration. She called Israel to remember who fought for them. Hear this, you kings. Listen, you rulers. Even I will sing to the Lord, I will praise the Lord, the God of Israel, in song. Deborah reminded the nations, not just Israel, that Yahweh is king above kings. This was not just an Israelite victory, it was a heavenly proclamation. The gods of the Canaanites, with their temples and idols, had failed them. But the God of Israel had shaken heaven and earth for his people. A God who marches for his people. Deborah's voice grew fierce as she recalled the majesty of God. When you, Lord, went out from Seir, when you marched from the land of Edom, the earth shook, the heavens poured, the mountains quaked. Before the Lord, the one of Sinai, before the Lord, the God of Israel. Her words painted a picture of the Almighty not as a passive observer, but as a divine warrior. Just as he had descended on Mount Sinai in thunder and fire, he had descended again into the battle. The sudden rains that crippled Sisera's chariots were not an accident of weather, they were the footsteps of God himself, marching through the storm. The Israelites nodded, their faces alight with awe. They remembered how the skies had darkened, how the Kishon River had swelled, how the mud swallowed the iron wheels.